Hello, I'm Occan, welcome back to this video. So naturally generated structures are probably a lot of people's favourite bit about their Minecraft world, because not only is finding them this great exploration feeling, not only is going inside them and getting the loot a great way to get items you generally do quite want in your world, and not only do they look amazing, but also, in the case of the village, there is this living, breathing ecosystem going on there, and they're found in lots of different biomes. However, villages are only found in 4 separate biomes right now, and they're slowly adding more and more, bit by bit, but I think it's really weird that they're only, adding one biome every 3 or 4 updates. Why not just add a bunch of villages to the game at once, because that's kind of what they're tending towards anyway. So today I figured, why not go through 6 villages I think Minecraft really needs to add, perhaps in a future nearby update, and hopefully all of you do agree and like the video. Like it if you do, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets know you do like seeing these sorts of villages, and that you want a developer to maybe implement it, or see this or something like that. But with that said, let's get straight into it, shall we? And let's start by talking about, I guess, the first thing, which is that these are all built by myself. They're not randomly naturally generated, because these don't exist just yet, but these were built by myself with the help of Mega vs Prime. So big thank to him, because we had to go through it. Building villages, it's not an easy thing all the time. But yeah, let's start the first village here, and I think every village should have its own little purpose. So this first village is a Mesa Village, and we've taken all of the blocks from a regular village and replaced them with red sandstone, or red sandstone, and as you can see, it recreates a very different village effect, even though it is the exact same structures each time, which I do quite like that as an effect. But yeah, as you can see, it's a red sandstone village with just normal stuff, but the unique kind of gimmick here is the fact that, oh yeah, there's no water because it's so hot in the Mesa biome, so you get some dead bushes instead of crops, and oh, it's so hot in the Mesa biome that, most of the water from the well has run dry. And I just think, like, a couple of changes like that, plus, maybe having less villages or having different coloured villages could really, make this place feel like its whole own thing. But even if you just replace the blocks by itself, you do nothing else, it still is a great new thing to find, and I think that's the point I want to raise of all of these different examples. So yeah, here's your Mesa Village, an opportunity to find some loot, some crops, some trades, all the sort of stuff that you want from a village, which you currently can't find in Mesa. And in fact, there is no naturally generated structure in the Mesa, besides above ground mine shafts, which kind of don't really count. There's no real exclusive Mesa naturally generated structure, which I think is a bit weird and probably should be changed. But let's move on to the second example here, which you can probably work out from the white forest I'm running into, because it's another one where I feel like it's such a simple change that they should add, and this one doesn't even need a gimmick attached to it. They could just be like, yeah, we added this, it took us 4 seconds to, change the block from spruce to birch or from oak to birch, and then we put it into the game. And I'll admit, this looks pretty weird on the surface, but I like the idea of having a 5th village that looks really strange and weird, and I feel like this is the most likely new alternative, because the birch forest, again, same example where it's an interesting enough biome, but nothing really will ever draw you there unless you really need birch trees. Why not make it so you can find a birch forest in here, and a birch, like a village in here which would exist between the trees, and it could be like a foresty biome. It could be an interesting little exception to that. I don't know, I just think that the place, even though, again, it looks kind of questionable when you look at stuff like that, I feel like it still has this very unique charm to it that just makes it a great place that you probably want to go if you want to find some villagers to trade with and get, ripped off for your leather pants. So yeah, that's a thing that I think should exist, and as you can see, Birch Village, pretty swell little place. That moves us into the next suggestion, which is very much the opposite of like, oh yeah, why not just have a village that does next to nothing? Because I think this next idea is probably the most ambitious on this list, so the least likely, but probably the most interesting and the most cool, because it is to do with the Nether. So the Nether, currently right now, you go to the Nether, you find your Nether fortress, and then you usually don't need to explore it, because what is there to find besides Nether quartz and some glowstone? And, those are nice things, and it's nice they added them, but why not add Nether villages every now and then? So Nether villages, again, this is a simple palette swap. We took the same blocks, we replaced them with, red Nether brick, which looks amazing in this example. Like, look at that church over there. I really do quite like it. And then you just change a few things from water to lava. So lava well, lava planter with netherwarts there instead. And suddenly you've got a village with its whole own set of purposes. And I think this would be a great way to add like a different type of villager with different types of trades. So, let's call them Nether villagers for now, but they could be like wither villagers, whatever we want to call them. A brand new type of Nether villager that exclusively exists here. So, a better type to reward you for going to this very deadly, fire-filled place. And then you can make this type of villager give you better trades or different trades, and I would really, really love that. So yeah, here you can see this is where it would spawn, this is where it exists, and it will just be this great piece of endgame content for people who do want to find it. Make them really rare, make them as common as you want. I feel like this is great regardless of what you do with it, and this is the the Nether Village, one of my favourite ideas from the 6 of these. But in case that's a bit too far, maybe we should go one step lighter, or maybe one step further if you want, like, realistically possible, but still kind of out there, then maybe this next idea will be the one that appeals to you, because we'll go for a Nether portal first, because it's obviously an overworld one. Basically, the next idea for a village here is actually the underwater village. So this is one that, again, would be relatively easy to implement, and although, when you first look at this, you might think, is that an ocean monument village? Well, it's really to do with the fact that, you know, right now, the extreme ocean biome, so the deep ocean, doesn't really have much going for it besides the ocean monument. Why not make it so that you can find underwater villages? So let's drink our water breathing potion, because the moment I first saw this thing, because again, it was built by Mega vs. Prime pretty much exclusively, I was like, wow, I wish I could find these in my regular Minecraft world, because this looks amazing, does it not? The fact that you can go in here, you can find some rare loot below the sea, you can find lava below the sea, you can find, you can find all this sort of stuff, cool trades and stuff, just underneath the ocean, and because you can barely see it from the surface, it would feel like such a cool find when you accidentally, you know, came across one of these, and I would really quite like that. So yeah, the underwater village, it's such a, you know, it's such a interesting idea. Like, look at this church right here, look how great all these buildings look, and wouldn't you love to see this in a Minecraft world? Because I know I would. But just in case you're like, you know what, Toy Cat, you're being a bit unrealistic at this point, okay, how about we go back to reality for a bit, for another good-looking village that probably will happen, again, very, very shortly, but why not add it a lot faster? Like, why wait all these updates for something that is just, you know, switching out blocks in an existing build? Because here is the jungle village. So, yeah, the jungle village is one I do quite like, because, again, you just switch out a block, and you make this whole brand new feeling thing that you want to go and explore. Like, ooh, look how cool these jungle planters look. Oh, look how cool these jungle houses look. Oh, look, there's the jungle well. Everything just feels really interesting, and you could take it a step further if you wanted to by building these houses in the tree. Make like a treetop village. You could make it further by having a chance for them to build in the tree, and you could just make this amazing village just by using jungles to your advantage. Because again, right now, jungles have jungle temples, which are really, really good, but why not give them something else on top of that? Because the desert has desert villages and desert temples and desert wells. Why not give the jungle two things too? But in case you're like, no, it's okay, no, that's too silly, then maybe this last idea is one that you can get on board with, because it involves no effort from Mojang whatsoever, just moving an existing village to the top of a mountain, because extreme hill villages would be pretty darn nice, because, you know, there are llamas up there anyway, why not, you know, at least in the PC version, why not make it so that there is an extreme hills village to go along with it? It could have no crops, so not really any, point to this thing, besides like, oh, I came to the top of a mountain, and there was a villager there, all by himself, because it's a lonely village, and everyone's kind of left him. I know, I feel like that's a nice little backstory. You could also make it so the village well, because obviously it's going to be on a mountain, the village well could go all the way through the mountain and be a mining shaft. There's so many like tiny ideas you could take for each of these villages to make them great, and that's what makes me think, you know, even if you can't do all of them, even if you know, Mojang says, nope, 6 village types is too many, why not at least add 1 or 2 or 3 of these? Because I feel like villages are a lot of people's favorite bits about Minecraft, or at least, you know, one of the things that makes a world exciting. Why not give them more opportunities for that, or more elite opportunities, or more rare opportunities, or opportunities with just weird little tangents to them? I like the idea personally, and I would love to see these in the game. But I hope you did all enjoy the video. Let me know which of these villages is your favorite, perhaps in the comments down below. Like the video if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see those daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.